I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
What is up, everyone? I'm Tyler Shelton. This is Coffee with a Beauty Reviewer. I'm your friendly neighborhood coffee snob. And today, folks, is my review for the much anticipated movie of 2022, which is The Batman. So I'm so excited to tell you how I feel about this movie. Let's get started with today's video. So this is a movie that stars Robert Pattinson. He was an actor that I was a little bit iffy on him playing Batman because I've known him for being Edward from the Twilight series, and we all know how much that series sucked. But without a doubt, I mean, like, I got pushed into watching into those movies with my wife, and she was like, I enjoyed it when they first came out, and then when we watched it together, it almost felt like we enjoyed hating on those movies. But for some reason, I started to point out like some really bad CGI, some really bad acting, and she's like, no! But aside from that is the fact that I've actually seen other movies that had Robert Pattinson in it, such as like Tenet, The Lighthouse, and a few other movies. So like, he's really made himself a really good actor. And at this point, I think he's at the height of his career. Without a doubt, I think he did everything he can for what he was given to play one of the most iconic and one of my favorite superheroes of all time, Batman. So without a doubt, Robert Pattinson, I will definitely put him in the rank of like Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck. Like, he's among like some of the best Batman actors out there. I will probably not say that he's like better than Christian Bale because I think it just has a lot to do with the fact that I'm a little bit nostalgic, and it's just kind of like Michael Keaton, he's very nostalgic. Christian Bale is kind of like on that nostalgic end, so like he's in that region of like being a really great Batman, and you only got to see him about like 95% of the time being Batman and 5% being Bruce Wayne, so you really didn't get to see how well he could really act in playing two different characters, because Batman is actually the real Bruce Wayne, like the real character himself, and Bruce Wayne is technically another mask. The way I would describe this Batmobile, it felt like I was watching the Adam West Batmobile blended with Michael Keaton's Batmobile, and it just combined together, and you just get this. It was an absolute amazing Batmobile. It felt so practical. It definitely looked like something that like someone like Bruce Wayne would actually make himself. So I just really liked the practicality of the Batmobile, and not to mention that it really felt like it was an actual car. So I just really enjoyed that element. But the fact that it almost felt like it was just like this blend of classic Batman and Michael Keaton Batman, it just worked so well together. Either way is that I just really enjoyed what Zoe Kravitz brought into the Catwoman persona, and without a doubt that she had that Catwoman vibe. And one thing I really enjoyed about the Catwoman is that it really felt like that they just stripped straight out of the Michael Keaton Batman movie that had Michelle Pfeiffer in it. You can actually hear a little Easter egg of the soundtrack to Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer. They took a little bit of that soundtrack and they put it into this. It just blended so well, and without a doubt, the guy that was the composer for this movie, it was by far some of the best score work I've ever heard in recent memory. Like, this is some of the best music. It just felt so moody. It felt epic. It felt very detective noir style. It just gave me a lot of these emotions. It really made me feel uneasy, but still felt very, it just made me feel like that this is going to be an epic moment. And this is the one thing I really enjoyed, how just kind of like the composer just kind of like did a particular sound for each segment. he just brought out the emotions that I was just feeling. Like, it almost felt like that he was trying to make you feel stuff within each scene, like with the Batmobile chase scene. That was really awesome. When Batman first walks out of the shadows, like, it just has so much emotion. I think they did such an incredible job with the score. This movie really felt like it was a character study of Batman. And I kind of liked it that they did a little bit of narration by Bruce Wayne in the beginning, and they did the same thing in the end. So that was something very fresh and new that we've really never had the chance to experience in a movie, especially when it comes to Batman, because in previous Batman movies, he never narrated. So this is a fresh new version of Batman. I absolutely love it. And I need to also mention Paul Dano as the Riddler because, oh man, Paul Dano, he really nailed it on the coffin, how he played the Riddler. He felt like he was the Kevin Spacey character from Seven. I think it was just nice to see that we got like little small sprinkles of the villain throughout the whole film, but then it came all to a head kind of close to the end of the movie. So I just really enjoyed that element. Like, you're going like, okay, we're seeing the Riddler showing himself a little bit. He's not in like every single scene, but when he's in that scene, he is both terrifying, funny, just an outright psychopath. I think Paul Dano did a phenomenal job playing the Riddler, because this was something freshly new compared to when you got the Riddler from Gotham and even from Jim Carrey himself, because I'm a 90s kid and I absolutely enjoyed anything that had Jim Carrey in it. I thought Jim Carrey was really funny as the Riddler, and without a doubt, I mean, like, Val Kilmer as the Batman, he was kind of like in the mix section. I don't think he was like the best, nor he was not the worst, but I'll definitely give you my worst to best Batman movies in the future episode. But besides the point is that Paul Dano did an incredible job playing the villain, and more importantly is that the hero is only as good as the villain, and that is how I feel about this whole movie. I feel like Batman was truly fantastic. The villain Riddler was so fantastic, and I think the one character that really stole the show was actually the sub-villain, the Penguin, Colin Farrell. That's right. If you saw the Penguin in this movie, it was actually Colin Farrell. And I just have to say that the makeup, just the prosthetics, this is like makeup at its finest. I have never seen an actor and I went like, who is this guy? Altogether, this is just a fantastic movie. I definitely put this one to be in my number 2 spot of my all-time favorite Batman films, just right behind The Dark Knight. But with that, yeah, this is just a truly fantastic movie. There was a couple moments that felt a little bit cringy, but I feel like that the runtime could have been a little bit short. And it's just more kind of like nitpicks, but I would have to give this movie a good 9 out of 10. This is just an absolute character study of a film. They just did a great job with the villains, with the story, all together. A fantastic detective noir thriller, and I enjoyed every moment of it. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you have not yet done so, please subscribe to my channel as it really helps me out. And also, please write down in the comment section down below if you want me to review a movie, a video game, just let me know. And also, please press that like button, but don't press the dislike button, that's a bad one. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Keep on drinking coffee, and I will see you guys next time.